That 5-star review might have led you straight into a food safety nightmare. Because some of the highest-rated chains, they've just mastered the art of hiding the truth. Let's expose 5 restaurants, each one serving danger behind a polished smile. Starting with the place that built its reputation on fresh-baked bread and healthy choices. The one with the cozy atmosphere and the promise of wholesome artisanal meals. Panera Bread wants you to believe that every soup is simmered with care and every sandwich is crafted with love. The reality? Most of their signature items arrive in plastic bags and get reheated like hospital food. A former employee from their Michigan location shared this eye-opening revelation. That famous broccoli cheddar soup everyone raves about? It comes frozen in plastic pouches. We'd drop them in boiling water for 10 minutes, then ladle it into bread bowls. Customers thought they were getting homemade comfort food. They were getting cafeteria-grade reheated slop. But here's where the wholesome image completely falls apart. The rapid expansion of Panera Bread means locations are chronically understaffed, leading to dangerous shortcuts that would horrify any health inspector. During lunch rush, one person would handle cash, make sandwiches, and heat soups simultaneously, revealed a former shift supervisor. Same gloves touching money, raw vegetables, and ready-to-eat items. Cross-contamination wasn't an accident. It was built into our workflow. Health inspection reports paint a disturbing picture. Sandwich meat stored 18 degrees above safe limits, employees skipping hand-washing protocols, and ready-to-eat items stored next to industrial cleaning chemicals. The famous bread bowls that give this place its artisanal appeal, they arrive partially baked, get finished in store, then sit exposed on racks for hours before being hollowed out for soup service. Those bread bowls would sit out all day, getting stale and collecting dust, admitted a former baker. We'd brush them with butter and reheat them to fake that fresh-baked appearance. Customers paid premium prices for day-old bread, disguised as artisanal craftsmanship. Even their signature salads hide disturbing secrets. Pre-washed greens arrive already browning around the edges, but staff are instructed to simply remove the worst pieces and serve the rest. Customer complaints are mounting. Sandwiches with off tastes, soups with strange textures, and salads that spoil within hours of purchase. One family documented their nightmare after 3 members got violently ill from a chicken salad that had been sitting in the display case since that morning's opening. Now let's talk about the place that promises wings, beer, sports, but delivers food safety violations, contaminated equipment, and sports-level disappointment. Buffalo Wild Wings built its reputation on fresh wings and bold sauces, but former employees reveal a kitchen operation that's more concerned with speed than safety, more focused on profits than proper food handling. Those signature wings that are supposed to be made fresh to order, multiple locations pre-cook massive batches during slow periods, then reheat them when orders arrive. We'd fry hundreds of wings at once, store them in warming trays for hours, revealed a former kitchen worker. By evening rush, some wings had been sitting out longer than a doubleheader baseball game. The wing sauce application process creates perfect conditions for bacterial contamination. The same tongs handle raw and cooked wings, while sauce containers sit at room temperature for entire shifts without refrigeration. Giant containers of sauce would sit on the prep line all day, described a former line cook. No temperature control, no rotation schedule, just sauce getting warmer and more contaminated with every wing that got tossed through it. Health inspection reports reveal systematic failures, fryer oil unchanged for over a week, turning black and producing smoke that customers could smell in the dining room. When questioned about oil quality, management reportedly said they were stretching it until the weekend. The beer tap system adds another layer of contamination. Draft lines that should be cleaned weekly, they go months without proper maintenance, leading to bacterial buildup and off flavors that customers blame on the beer brands instead of the filthy equipment. But perhaps most concerning is the wing preparation area, where raw chicken gets handled alongside ready-to-eat items, with minimal barriers to prevent contamination. We'd bread raw wings right next to the salad station, revealed a former prep worker. Chicken juice would splash everywhere, but we'd just wipe it down with the same rag used for everything else. Equipment maintenance follows the same corner-cutting philosophy. Fryers, grills, and prep surfaces receive minimal cleaning, between rushes, often just a quick wipe down that spreads contamination rather than eliminating it. If these revelations have you questioning your dining choices, we're just getting started. The next 3 establishments have violations so shocking, they make these first 2 look like fine dining establishments. We're talking about 24-hour operations where food sits in danger zones for entire shifts. Breakfast chains where batter develops visible mold, and buffet nightmares that would make health inspectors resign in protest. If you're finding these exposés eye-opening and want more investigations into what restaurants don't want you to know, make sure to subscribe, because we're just scratching the surface of the food industry's darkest secrets. Our investigation continues at America's most famous 24-hour diner chain, where the coffee never stops brewing, the griddle never cools down, and the food safety violations never seem to end. Dennys markets itself as the reliable comfort food destination that never closes, but former employees reveal that operating around the clock creates food safety challenges that most locations simply ignore. Night shift was pure survival mode, shared a former overnight cook. Skeleton crew, minimal supervision, and food that had been sitting around since the previous day's dinner rush. The extended operating hours mean ingredients sit in warming trays, under heat lamps, and in prep containers far beyond safe time limits. That breakfast platter you order at 2 a.m. It contains components that have been sitting out since yesterday afternoon. Hash browns would sit in warming trays for hours, getting crustier and more dehydrated, revealed a former line cook. We'd just add more oil and call them extra crispy. Customers thought it was a cooking technique. It was actually controlled food decay. Health inspection reports show consistent patterns across locations: temperature abuse, cross-contamination, and equipment that functions more as bacterial incubators than cooking tools. One inspection found pancake batter sitting at room temperature for over 12 hours, developing a sour smell and separated texture. When questioned, staff claimed they were letting it ferment for enhanced flavor. The egg situation presents equal concern. Liquid egg products sit in dispensers for entire shifts, sometimes longer, developing chunky textures and off odors that staff simply stir away before serving. Meat handling reaches disturbing levels. Bacon, sausage, and ham get pre-cooked in massive batches, then reheated throughout multiple day-night cycles. The same meat might be heated and cooled dozens of times over a 48-hour period. The grill cleaning process creates additional hazards. The same cooking surface handles eggs, pancakes, burgers, and chicken, without proper sanitization between different food types. We'd scrape off visible chunks and call it clean, revealed a former grill cook. Everything cooked in the same accumulated grease buildup. Coffee equipment receives similar neglect. Pots that brew continuously are rarely cleaned properly, leading to bacterial buildup and rancid flavors that regular customers accept as normal diner coffee. Next, we examine the breakfast chain that promises fluffy pancakes and farm-fresh ingredients any time of day, but delivers a masterclass in transforming simple ingredients into complex health hazards. IHOP wants customers to believe their signature stacks are made fresh from scratch with premium ingredients. The reality: powdered mixes, contaminated dispensers, and shortcuts that compromise both flavor and safety. Those famous fluffy pancakes come from industrial powder, mixed with water in giant dispensers that rarely receive proper cleaning. The batter dispenser would develop crusty buildup around the edges and emit sour odors, revealed a former breakfast cook. We'd scrape off the worst accumulation and keep using the contaminated equipment. The batter sits in these dispensers for hours, sometimes overnight, creating ideal conditions for bacterial growth. Former employees describe mixtures that would separate, develop strange colors, and smell rancid, but still get served to unsuspecting families. Management's policy was simple: if the batter still poured, it was acceptable to use, admitted a former kitchen worker. We'd serve pancakes made from batter that had been sitting out for 15 hours or more. That's not fresh breakfast. That's bacterial roulette with syrup. The egg preparation adds another layer of concern. Liquid egg products get stored in containers that don't maintain proper temperatures, especially during busy periods when containers sit on prep lines for hours. Health inspection reports document recurring violations: improper food storage, inadequate temperature control, and cross-contamination between raw and cooked ingredients throughout prep areas. Syrup dispensers present their own horror story. Weeks without cleaning led to sticky bacterial buildup, and fruit fly infestations around pump mechanisms. The maple syrup customers pour on their pancakes, it becomes contaminated with insects and dangerous bacteria. Meat preparation follows the same negligent patterns. Bacon, sausage, and ham get pre-cooked in massive quantities, then reheated using methods that don't ensure proper internal temperatures. "We'd microwave bacon to reheat it," revealed a former prep worker. "It would emerge chewy and strange tasting, but we served it anyway, because management prioritized speed over quality." Equipment maintenance embraces the same cost-cutting philosophy. Mixing bowls, utensils, and prep surfaces receive minimal sanitization, often just quick rinses between different food preparations. Finally, we investigate the buffet chain that promises unlimited variety for the whole family, but delivers unlimited opportunities for food poisoning, cross-contamination, and culinary disasters. Golden Corral markets itself as the family-friendly destination where everyone finds something they love. But former employees reveal a food service system that's essentially a bacterial breeding ground with decorative sneeze guards. The buffet format creates inherent food safety challenges that locations consistently fail to address. Food would sit under heat lamps for entire shifts, shared a former kitchen worker. "We were supposed to rotate items every 2 hours, but during busy periods, some dishes would remain there all day." The cross-contamination reaches horrifying levels. The same serving utensils get used across multiple dishes, allowing customers to unknowingly spread bacteria from raw vegetables to cooked meats, from desserts to main courses. "Customers would use the same spoon for everything," described a former buffet attendant. "Salad dressing spoon goes into mashed potatoes, then chocolate pudding. We'd attempt to replace utensils, but it was impossible to monitor every contamination." Health inspection reports read like biological warfare manuals, food held at dangerous temperatures, employees ignoring hand-washing protocols, buffet items contaminated through customer contact and improper handling procedures. One inspection discovered chicken sitting at 95 degrees for over 3 hours, the perfect temperature for explosive bacterial growth. Management's explanation? They were maintaining warmth for customer satisfaction. Behind-the-scenes preparation reveals additional horrors. Most buffet food arrives pre-cooked and frozen, then gets reheated in industrial equipment that's improperly maintained and rarely cleaned thoroughly. The salad bar operates as an exposed petri dish. Fresh vegetables and toppings sit unprotected, subject to airborne contamination, customer contact, and temperature fluctuations throughout service periods. "The salad bar was basically a science experiment with ranch dressing," admitted a former food service worker. "Customers would sneeze, cough, and touch everything. Children would stick fingers into crouton containers. We'd just stir items around and add fresh components on top of contaminated bases." The meat carving station presents its own nightmare. Large roasts and turkeys sit exposed for hours, while being carved with the same knife, used repeatedly without proper sanitization between cuts. Equipment receives the same negligent treatment. Steam tables, warming trays, and serving utensils get minimal cleaning, often just spray downs that spread contamination rather than eliminate it. These 5 chains didn't just slip up. They represent a systematic failure, food safety ignored, employees untrained, and corporate responsibility non-existent. From the wholesome bakery reheating frozen soup, to the sports bar tossing raw chicken next to salad greens, from diners crawling with bacteria, to pancake houses using rancid batter, to buffets where contamination is endless and unchecked. This isn't bad luck. It's what happens when profit comes before people. Your family deserves better than kitchens cutting corners. Every dollar you spend elsewhere sends a message. We expect safety, not excuses. And the next time their ads try to win you over, remember the employees who risked everything to tell the truth. Behind every polished dining room could be a kitchen that ruins more than your appetite. You deserve food that nourishes, not makes you sick. Restaurants that respect your health, not exploit your trust. And meals that create memories, not medical bills. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe for more food exposés they hope you never see. And send this to someone who still trusts the menu more than the kitchen. Because the truth? It's not always appetizing, but it's absolutely necessary.